This week's Grade 8 Events on WRIC Now is sponsored by Blank and Marcus, attorneys at law. Nice guys making a difference.
Hey everyone, welcome to another week of Grade 8 Events. I'm your host, Delaney Hall. Not surprisingly, we have a lot of holiday events to break down this week, but I have a very special guest who is joining the WRIC Now studio for the very first time. Everyone, please welcome Autumn Childress.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's it feel to be in here?
It's really cool in here.
Yeah.
I've only toured it, never been a part of a show, so thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Happy to have you. So this is very relaxed. We're just going to talk about some of the events, and you can chime in whenever you feel like it.
All right, let's get in the holiday spirit.
Absolutely. So every week I I highlight a certain event, and this week is a little different, and I had a lot of fun. So we went to the Branch Museum down on Monument Avenue. Have you ever been there?
I've never been there.
So it is a giant home that is next to First Baptist Church, if you're familiar with that is now a museum.
Okay.
So they have turned it back. It's still a museum, but they have decorated it, and they're offering what they're calling a holiday open house. So people can come in for guided tours on Saturday and Sunday, hot cocoa stations, sign a huge holiday card, origami. But there's a lot of history actually that goes into this house. I wanted to show you some pictures. I actually took these when I was out there on Tuesday. Very historic home. Again, they've decorated everything for the holidays. This is a giant tapestry, I am told, from the 1500s.
Wow.
That Henry VIII once also had, ? And essentially this home was built in 1919 by the Branches. These are them on either side of this door. There's Beulah Branch and John Branch as their holiday home. So they had a home, I believe, in New York and in Italy, and then decided, hey, we want just a holiday home with 19 bedrooms in Richmond.
Okay.
Because they could do that.
Because they could.
Because they could. And so they knew it was going to be a holiday home. And so from November to February, they knew that family was going to be coming in. They're going to be having parties and hosting special things. So when you go onto these guided tours, you're going to be able to see all these different areas where they opened presents, where they had like food. It's pretty incredible, honestly. And I had a lot of questions when I was there. This is all from their website. So the Branch House was actually built by the same guy who did the Thomas Jefferson Memorial and Main Street Station.
Wow. So
Yeah.
he was busy in Richmond.
Very busy.
Yeah.
And the Branch House is on the Virginia Register and National Register of Historic Places. And I think it's one of the oldest homes, or one of the largest homes, at least, on Monument Avenue to this day. And I was speaking with the marketing director there. Are you familiar with Easter on Parade?
Yeah.
So she says, according to her, the Branch family started Easter on Parade.
Wow.
They're like,
yeah.
huge.
They mean a lot to Richmond.
Mean a lot to Richmond. And when the matriarch, Beulah, she outlived her husband, John. When she died, she wanted it to go back to the community. So I asked the marketing director there, Lucy, more about the history about that and why they put these on. So we'll take a listen from her.
Huge philanthropists. And when Beulah passed away, the mother of the family, she wanted this house to return to the public. And so she insisted that once the family was done with the home, that it be donated to a charity or some sort of organization. So it ended up in a couple different hands before it ended up with us. And we want to really fulfill that desire to bring the house.
So she said it best there. Beulah wanted to go back to the community. It was in the hands of like some businesses. It was some headquarters of like an insurance company at one point. But now it's in the hands of the Branch Museum, and they love it there. You can get married there. There's
Wow. I love that they wanted it to go back to Richmond.
Yes.
Right? What a legacy that is, and years and years and years later, it's still carrying on a tradition.
Yeah, and they have this holiday open house. They also have one on like Halloween. They have one for Easter, for Mother's Day. So they have stuff going on there all the time. And I was also curious as to how one, I know this is early 1900s.
Okay.
How one has 3 homes.
But
right?
The holiday one with 19 rooms. So the year-round one, how many rooms are we talking?
I don't know. They split their time between New York, I think, and then Italy. But I said, wow, like, I love Richmond. You love Richmond. But Italy versus Richmond, that is a huge difference.
Or Richmond versus New York.
Yeah.
I think I would want the 19-bedroom one where I can also be in Times Square. In 10
Exactly.
minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know.
And John Branch, patriarch, he was the president of Merchants National Bank at the time. So he was the president of this huge, massive bank. Because I was like, how did they get their fortune? This is crazy. Oh, and going back to that tapestry, I was curious as to how did they have a tapestry that Henry VIII also once had? That seemed like a stretch. I'm going to paraphrase the story that Lucy told me.
Okay.
Essentially, they had a home in Europe, I don't exactly know where, that the Nazis were going to take over. And so they rolled up the tapestry and hid it under the floorboards, knowing that the Nazis would want to take it, and then somehow got it back. And they got it back to Richmond, and it has been hanging in that same spot in the dining room. That was in the dining room where we were ever since.
What a story that is. I wonder, are there still descendants who live in Richmond?
Yes.
Okay.
She said there's a lot of cousins who have a lot of say in a lot of the things that go on there. Do you know the singer Michelle Branch? I bet if I play one of her songs, you may recognize the song.
Okay.
Like early 2000s.
Okay.
Apparently, according to Lucy, she also was.
A branch.
Yes.
Wow.
She's a branch.
The
And she said,
branches are my new favorite family.
they're everywhere, and now you know a lot about them.
Yeah.
So again, this is all at the Holiday Open House, Saturday and Sunday, noon to 5. You can get hourly guided tours there, hot cocoa bar. It's fun. Celebrate the season.
Yeah.
It's free.
Okay, that was a good start.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I think
very
so.
good, very
I think
good.
so. So we also have a full list that we're gonna go through. So the next event I want to talk about is the Tacky Light Run on Saturday at Midlothian Mines Park. This is a 6K course. It starts Saturday at 6 p.m. Obviously, they want it to be dark. You're going to be going through a display of tacky lights in homes in the Walton Park neighborhood. Mrs. Midlothian Gal, you're familiar with that, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Yes. So you can register up until Saturday. $50 for adults, $30 for kids. Packet pickup is actually tomorrow from 3 to 6, and then Saturday 2:30 to 6. There is limited parking on site. They're calling it the Polar Express. We'll be able to take you from Bright Point Community College beginning at 4 o'clock and bring you to the event area, but give yourself about 30 minutes just to give yourself some extra time. Have you ever ran in a marathon, 6K, 5K, anything?
I have. I've run in 2 5Ks.
Really?
Really. And they were like back to back. I was on fire.
Wait, so you ran like a 10K?
No, not back to back, like in the day. Like a week apart.
That's still a lot, though.
Yeah, one was around airport, which was kind of cool. We were actually out on the runway running. And then another one was in Harrisonburg through the city on the 4th of July.
Oh, but that was fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you train for it?
I just did my regular workouts. You know, I do the Stairmaster for like an hour, which translates to running a little bit.
No, it does. I was about to say, you're already pretty active and athletic. Like,
No? Do you want to do it?
I think eventually, like, I think it would be really cool to say and train for a marathon because the amount of focus and discipline you need to have, I think would be really cool to prove to myself that I could do it. In my state of this moment, I don't know.
No. See, I think it's the determination, right? And I think it's the friends you make along the way.
Yes.
It's like the preparation.
Yeah.
And you do feel that sense of accomplishment. And when, you know, everyone else at your station does it, and you realize you're not a part of it, it kind of makes you want to do it a little bit.
There were a lot of people that did the Richmond Marathon this year.
know.
It was like Roland, Jacoby, Jamal,
Deanna,
Jessica.
Tanner.
Yeah. We were cheering them on.
Yeah. We just weren't doing it. So now I feel like we have to. And maybe the Tacky Light Run is a good, fun way to start.
It's fun. It's fun. I think dress up is encouraged also.
Yeah.
So.
I've seen it. I've seen it happening.
Okay.
Yeah. And you got your own lights.
We'll be there one year. Maybe not this year. But you should go if you want to go.
Okay.
Okay. Next on the list is the annual Boat Parade of Lights on Saturday. This is, of course, in Richmond. Starts at 5 p.m. It starts at the Richmond's intermediate terminal down on Wharf Street. And essentially, a lot of boat owners will decorate their boats and just cruise on down the James River It's free, rain or shine. The pictures look fantastic on them, but I feel like this is just one thing you kind of have to see in person.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures. They look amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a really cool event.
That should be a fun one. Again, free, rain or shine. Goes out to see some boats decked out in holiday lights. This next one on the list is the Market Days with Richmond Makers Market on Sunday at the Cultural Arts Center. This is from 12 to 6. The Cultural Arts Center is down in Glen Allen on Mountain Road. Free admission. It's essentially a big holiday bazaar. You can meet local artists and makers, and the Center's 4 art galleries will also be open, and it will be open with free admission. So you can peruse some of the art galleries. You can shop. I feel like we talk about holiday shopping probably every 15 minutes on our morning show, which is good. It's what people want to know about.
And we need to remind people to do it.
Yeah, including, okay, well, I will say I went to the Bazaar last weekend. I love that show every year. Of course, it's local. Some really unique stuff, and I got most of my things done.
Good. I think the local markets, those are great places to get gifts.
Yes.
Because they're a little bit more personalized.
Yeah.
People know you didn't get it on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Right.
But if you did,
that's okay.
It's
no
about that
knock to
counts.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They have saved me a bunch of times.
Yes.
But we love the local markets.
We love them. So that's at the Cultural Arts Center at Glen Allen on Sunday. I want to make sure my day is right. Is it Sunday? Yes, it's Sunday. I got so many thoughts going through my head, y'all. The last one on the list is a fun one. Hanover County Winter on the Green. This is Saturday from 5 to 8 at the historic Hanover Courthouse Green on County Complex Road. This also is free. We love free things. They're going to be illuminating the tree at 5:15. You're going to find a marketplace, holiday treats, performances from singers, a horse-drawn carriage, train rides, create your own ornaments, cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus, meet and greets with Santa. Like, need I say more? There's so much going on. You can park at the Hanover County Government Complex. Pets are welcome, but they just do need to be leashed if you do plan on going out there. That's the last one that I had.
Okay.
I know there's so many other amazing events happening. It's hard to get through all of them. Yeah. But if you guys watching have an event that you want us to know about, we love to hear about it. Like I said, Autumn and I talk about events all the time on our morning show. We were having people come in for 8 News at 9 now. So if you have an event you want us to know about, please shoot us an email at news@wrec.com. Autumn, thoughts on your first show?
I love it. I want to do it all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of addicting, right?
It is. It's such a different platform.
Very
where
different.
We don't have to be so newsy.
Right.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
I love it.
I love it too. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
All right. For now, we will say goodbye, and we will see you next week.